It's Campbell at Powell tonight. Enough said, I guess, right? Big matchup in the region for the Panthers and the Cougars here at Powell. And Campbell County comes in with a lot of momentum after that big win over Clinton. Coach, hope we didn't use up all the points last week.
Yeah, what a great game last week. It was a fun one to coach in, fun one, I'm sure, to play in, and a fun one to watch. And, Campbell County Clinton games, since we've been here, outside of one, I think it's been really tight. And, that's what it's all about, these rivalry games. But, we played really well last week at times. Obviously, we can still get better, and we know that. But it was one that was we made enough plays come out with a victory just to, beating a really good Clinton team.
It was a night when every point had to count. Campbell County winning in overtime 54-48. Tonight, you turn the page here in Region 3 against Powell on their home turf. This is a tough region.
It is, and look at the scores. There have been a lot of close games with us, Little North City, Clinton and Oak Ridge, Clinton and Powell, and us and Carnes, and us and Clinton. I mean, Little North City just beat Carnes on a last-minute field goal. So Carnes beat Little North City on a last-minute field goal, and so there's so many games that have come down to the wire. It kind of shows you just how competitive this region is, and there's a lot of games left in this season that are gonna mean a lot.
It's the defending state champs tonight in the Powell Panthers, and not everybody's back from that championship team, but perhaps the main key, Jordan Potts, is back as the signal caller.
Yeah, he's a phenomenal quarterback. Just the way that he plays the game, it's fun to watch, and he's, plays with a lot of confidence, and you can see that's kind of contagious with their program, the way that, he can create, and the way he throws the ball, and he's got some very talented players around him, and Coach Lowe does a really good job of having them prepared every week, and, you can kind of see them. They start out 0-2 this year, had some injuries, and, but you can kind of see it on film that they're really playing really well right now, beating Oak Ridge last week. So watching that film, you can see, especially, offensively, they're really going, and defensively, they lost some players from last year, but have some really talented players over there, especially number 6. He's a really good player, he's very fast, he's physical, and he plays hard, so he's definitely going to be a challenge for us on that side of the ball as well.
It's Powell winning over Oak Ridge by a final of 30-14. This team, of course, led by Potts, a Tennessee Tech signee. He's not the only part of this machine that the Panthers have trying to repeat as state champs. Both sides of the ball very, very good this year again.
Yeah, a lot of college prospects, Division I players. Aiden Green, I think he's committed to Cincinnati, a receiver, defensive back who can, anytime they run a play, they got 3 or 4 players that can score every time. And Redmond's another receiver that they have, and Faust is a receiver, linebacker that's playing. And some of those they've been playing for Powell for a few years now, so we've got to see them. And obviously Potts kind of keeps it going. And then they have a little running back this year, just a sophomore, Wheeler, I think his name, number 13. That's I think that's his name and number, but he's very explosive, fast. So be able to try to take away their passing game, but they can run the ball as well. And then they got some very talented players. We're definitely going to be challenged by Powell.
I thought last season's game here on Reynolds Field with Powell that the Cougars missed maybe a couple of opportunities early that may have made a difference in the game had that been taken advantage of.
Yeah, I felt like last year, Powell heading in this game, I think they were undefeated and number 1 in state probably, and they were just almost like that. They were the best team in the state, and everybody knew that. This year, they're coming in with high expectations. You're trying to repeat as a champion, and so we know that. Last year we had some opportunities early, and I think that's what you have to do in games like this. You got to be able to start fast. Offensively and defense, just to kind of get in the flow of the game, because obviously the teams like Powell, if they get an early lead, a lot of times they start playing really well and playing with a lot of confidence, and you want to try to early on get our team kind of playing that way, get some confidence early, and I think we'll be ready for that.
You may be hearing a sound check in the background for Fields of Faith tonight. We're, of course, filming on Wednesday, as we generally do, Wednesday afternoon. Coach Powell is 3-0. It appears as if they're in the driver's seat. About your team tonight, offensively, you'll take what they give you, I know, but is there anything in particular that you think you may be able to exploit or take advantage of?
Well, I think offensively right now, as far as throwing the football, we're throwing it pretty well. Hensley just continues to improve, not only as a sophomore, just really phenomenal to watch at the level he's playing right now is good for us, and we're excited about about what he's able to do every week. But he's only as good as the receivers and linemen around him. And our receivers, Devin Jones, Mason Shanks, Ferguson, and Muncie and Miller, and those guys have played really well this year. And so we're a tough matchup right now offensively. And I think us, and because we're one of those teams, we can throw it well, but we have the ability to run the football. So I think that makes us tough to defend. And obviously, if we have to execute the plays and play at a high level, take advantage of different looks that we get. And but I think offensively we should have a lot of confidence coming in this game, and hopefully our play will show that.
A lot of people going two ways, in particular defensively. I guess maybe keeping your defense off the field is maybe an objective tonight.
Yeah, defensively, obviously statistically, you look, we've had some moments we've not played great statistically, but at the same time, our defense has found a way to have some key stops. Even in the overtime there, they get 4 plays from the 10, and we were able to get, not allow them to score, and that's huge. And, so our defense is continuing to improve. And we know we can play better. So defensively now we need to try to find a way to keep Potts off the field, keep that offense on the sideline, and then eliminate the big plays. If in the key in these games too is make the other team snap the football. If you tack them on the 1 yard line, 10, whatever, you got to just make them continue to snap the ball. And then if they make a mistake, let's try to make them pay for it. And so I think our defense will be prepared. They know it's going to take great effort and it's going to be a big challenge, but I think we're ready for it.
Well, this has been an interesting season for the Cougars coming into this game tonight. It's been a one-score game, whether you've won or lost, except for that Chattanooga Central game. They scored very late, but it's been a one-score game every game this season for your team, whether you've won or lost. Yeah,
I think it's 5 straight where it's been one-score game. I think even the Heritage game, we kind of pulled away late, but that's a tough game all the way. At halftime, it's one score, and it's kind of back and forth a little bit in the second half. And same thing with Chattanooga Central. They scored late, but it's a one-score game there till late in that one. And it's fun for a fan, I guess. If you've been keeping up with us, you're gonna get entertained on a Friday night or Thursday, and so I think. But also, it's those games can also reveal some weaknesses and strengths that you didn't know, and I think it's really just how do you respond to those close games, whether you've won or you've lost. Are we playing as good as we can? And I think even in the wins, just like last week, you can learn a lot about your football team, and hopefully this week we've learned a little bit more about who we are and what can we continue to hide or things that we can take advantage of that we're good at, and hopefully this week at Powell will be our best game yet.
It is game 8, and of course by this point of the season, lots of bumps and bruises have shown up, maybe some tender spots. How's your team health-wise heading into tonight?
What you'd expect any football team. You're going to have players banged up and players that can't play, and so every week, that's just part of the game of football. We understand that, but you try to prepare as many players as you can, whether you know that going into the game they're going to play, or it may be the first or second quarter. We need somebody to step up, and so we've done a good job and had a lot of players that have filled some voids that when our team need them, they've been prepared.
Is there anybody we're going to miss tonight?
I can't think of anybody right now, so we should be. Hopefully, I think I'm sure there may be somebody, but we'll kind of see where we're at and pre-game and before the game, and see who can go, who can't, and whoever's ready to play, I think they'll be prepared though.
No doubt. Coach, we wish you well tonight. Have fun. We'll see you after the game.
All right. Thanks, Jim. Appreciate it.
Head coach Justin Priceton, thank you. It's the Cougars here tonight at Powell, setting and getting ready to lock horns here in just a few moments on WLAF and the Rolls Tire Shop Sports Network. Stay with us. We'll continue here on WLAF.